In today's video, I want to share a little bit with you about my own personal philosophy for sharing this information, human design, life coaching tools, with you. And more so, I want to talk a little bit about dynamics of power and how we can either internalize our own power or we can give our power away. Are you giving your internal power, your power away to an external source, a guru, a system, a teaching? Or are you studying in order to better connect to your own inner knowing, to your own power, your own energy? Through the things that you're studying, are you learning to connect to and trust yourself? Or are you allowing others to influence and take on? Are you giving away your power? Now, as I said in a recent video, my hope is that one day we will all have such a strong inner sense of knowing and a strong connection and a strong trust of ourselves that we won't need these external tools and systems. We won't need external teachers and gurus. However, I understand that for myself and many of us, we're not there yet. So in this video, I am going to be sharing with you some tools to help you to better understand how you're using these external systems and to better understand, connect with, and trust your own inner knowing. Hello and welcome to, or welcome back to, the Simply CA. My name is Alana, and on this channel you are going to find tools, tips, and resources to help you live more in alignment and connected to your own energy and your own inner knowing. We do this through whole food, plant-based nutrition, yoga and fitness videos, as well as human design, lifestyle coaching tools. As always, if you are enjoying this content, please click on that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every time I post a new video. And if you want, please go ahead and share this out with your people. You can tag me on Instagram at TheSimplyCA and let me know what content you are enjoying by giving it a thumbs up. Also, feel free to leave comments in the comment section down below. I do my best to get back to you and help you through some things, but if you are looking for some more individualized one-on-one coaching, please click on the link in my description box and book either a one-on-one human design coaching session or ongoing human design lifestyle coaching. So I am going to use human design as a small reference point or jumping off point for this topic. And I do really appreciate human design because it is so dynamic, it is so dense, it is so full of content that it really showcases that we are a sum of all of our parts. So you might learn one element of your human design chart and really deeply connect to it. And you might learn another element of your human design chart and be like, that doesn't make sense. But sometimes if you piece it all together, all of a sudden it really does either make sense, it's something that you were just paying attention to in a different way, or it could honestly be something that just either doesn't resonate with you at all or isn't a lesson that you're here to pay attention to, or it could be something that you might not be ready to acknowledge or pay attention to, or it could just be something that needs to be left to the side. It is not the phrasing, it's not the verbiage, it's not the lesson, it's just not something that you need to be part of. So because of that, and this goes to all systems, but I do want to highlight it because I am teaching about human design. I am offering human design readings. I want to bring it, I want to land it with human design. I want to reinforce that human design is not a fix-all. Anything is not a fix-all. Human design, astrology, spiritual teachings, past life regression, all of it is not a fix-all. And when we externally put our energy and our trust and our faith into that something outside of us, we lose that connection with our own inner knowing. Now, that said, all of these systems and tools can help us to open our eyes, to find our blind spots, to see things that we might not want to see, to recognize things that we might not recognize as a true gift, a true talent, a true natural strength that we have because it just comes so easily. So we do have the option to use these tools. And I'm not saying don't use these tools. I'm saying recognize that these tools are just that. They are tools. They are systems. They are external to your own inner knowing. They can help you to see what you don't want to see, and they can help you to see what you don't realize is wonderful and a strength within you. They can help to steer and guide you, but you are the one that knows deeply what's right and what's correct. And part of this, and part of why I feel so strongly about this, is that there's this trend in not just the spiritual community. It also has filtered into social media and news where people are giving their knowing, giving their power to an external source. They're believing in something that somebody else is dictating. And this has always happened in the yoga community and the spiritual community. There are gurus out there, and people have given their energy to these gurus, and I am not here for that. I am here sharing this information with you, hopefully making it accessible for you so that you can feel into it, you can try it on, you can take on your own experiment with it. And I am sharing this information so that you might feel more empowered to show up as your true, most authentic, most aligned version of yourself. That you know and you trust yourself and your power. Now, what's funny about that word power is actually when I was going through my coaching training, we were doing a reflection exercise and someone was reflecting at me and they were sharing with me how they saw my power. And I had so many stories going on in my mind about power being a dynamic, about power being a power grab, power hungry, about power being a negative. But when we are strong, when we are stable, when we are grounded in our power, we bring ourselves, we center ourselves, and we show up in that authentic, true energy. But the first time someone shared that with me, I full body recoiled. So if you're doing that, you're not alone. That was my initial reaction as well. Okay, Alana, this is all well and good. This is all lovely little chit chat, but let's talk about some tangible action. So I want to give you 4 tools to help you better understand how you're using your energy and your power, or if you're looking to and giving away your energy and your power to an external source. So here are 4 tangible tools to reflect and take on as you wish. So the first question is to recognize where you personally feel your inner knowing. Now, in human design, the system gives us our authority. And for some people, we're naturally connected to that authority. And for other people, we haven't been paying attention to it. Or maybe you don't actually feel your authority in the location in your physical body that the system tells you. So what I want you to do initially, what I invite you to do initially here, is to connect to understand with where you best feel, where you most feel your own knowing? Is it in your gut? Is it in your heart? Is it something that's in your throat? Is it a tightening of your shoulders? Is it a sigh of exhale because you know you've made the right decision or you've taken that correct action? What is it physically for you that tells you that you know whatever you're about to do or say is what's correct for you? And your human design can be a tool to help you maybe see if that area is your area. The second question to take a look at is, where have you made a decision that you've looked back on and you have known that it was not the correct decision for you, and you allowed those external sources to influence your decision? So you allowed your brain, mind, your brain, your own personal brain, or someone else's thoughts, someone else's expectations, someone else's guidance, it could have even been a reader or a psychic. Where have you made a decision that you actually knew, when you reflect back on that decision, you actually knew that it wasn't the correct decision for you? Now with that, I want you to take a look at what in you knew that it wasn't the correct decision. So you're looking at creating some tangibles so that you know and you can trust your own knowing. So by reflecting back, you're able to create those tangible tenets and understand where in you did you actually know. So physically connect to that decision, and then what in you knew it wasn't the correct decision for you. Now, the third tool, or the third question to ask yourself, is where have you made a decision that made no logical sense at all? It was in every way, shape, and form the wrong decision to make, but for some reason, you knew that it was actually the correct decision for you. It was that life-changing decision that didn't make logical sense at all, but everything fell into place, and you knew it was the right decision for you. Where in your life have you made that decision? I want you to reflect on how you knew that it was correct, even though it made no sense. Other people around you were like, you're crazy. Where did you know it was actually the correct decision? And how did you know to override logic when making that decision? And the fourth tool is a series of questions that I invite you to reflect on. If you are currently using a system, a guru, a teacher, or a practice to help you to better understand how you're using that tool. So the first question is pretty simple. Are you using the tool because it actually works for you? It is actually helpful and it really does work for you. The second question is, how are you interacting with that tool? Are you relying on it to give you the answer? Are you trying to force a tool that is working for someone else or that an external system has told you works for them and it's not actually working for you? Are you avoiding a tool or a practice because you're actually afraid of the work, or you're afraid of the possibility of what could come from it, the bigness of it? Do you have that reaction that I had of fear of your own power? Or you're not quite ready to go there yet? I want to invite you to recognize that. It's okay. It's okay to not be ready for it yet, but recognize that that is your reasoning for not doing it. And finally, do you actually know, and you're looking to use this tool as a way of validating your knowledge? You're building up your trust of yourself, and this tool provides you a way to validate what you already know. I think I've shared this story before, but when I was younger, my mom used to do the pick a hand, and she would put the hand behind her back in order to have me choose one hand or the other, or make a choice between two things. And one of the things that she was looking for, she wasn't looking for if this was the hand that I chose and therefore that's what I get. It was actually, she was looking for my reaction to this hand. So if I chose something, if I chose to eat pizza and I actually really wanted to eat popcorn, then she would look at my reaction to what I chose, and it was actually that I wanted to eat popcorn. But pizza and choosing pizza gave me the recognition that I actually wanted popcorn. And so allow yourself with these tools to recognize how you're interacting with them. Again, at some point in the future, I want us all to be able to trust ourselves and to trust our own inner knowing. And part of the growth process is validating our inner knowing, learning how to trust our inner knowing, and building up the confidence internally in ourselves. And so if you're using a tool or a system in that way, then continue to do that and have compassion with yourself as you grow and develop. And you will notice as you build up your muscle, as you begin to trust yourself more, you will start to release the tool. It'll naturally release. However, if you have put your energy, if you have given your power to an external tool or system or teacher or person or whatever, if you are blindly trusting something outside of yourself, ask yourself these questions, do some reflection, and you won't naturally let go of it. There's a bit more work in that to release that. So slowly and with compassion for yourself, give away those components of it and tune into your own knowing. Build your trust in yourself with those 4 tools, those 4 overarching questions. So practically, I invite you to write this out. Set reminders on your phone or in your calendar for this next week and touch back in with yourself. Recognize where you are giving your trust, your faith to someone else, and where you are owning it in yourself. Because the more that you can recognize and make tangible your own inner knowings, the more trust and faith you are going to have in yourself. And the more likely you're going to listen to yourself when your inner knowing is trying to guide you and steer you on your correct path and in your correct direction. Even and especially when the action is big, scary, makes no logical sense. You don't need to jump straight into that. You can build the trust with these smaller actions, with the reflections of previous actions. So open your awareness to touching into your own inner knowing. Now, feel free to share in the comment section down below your discoveries. And if you're interested in more personalized attention when it comes to your human design or how you're integrating this knowledge, you can find the link in the description box to book either a one-on-one human design reading or ongoing human design lifestyle coaching. And while you're checking out all that stuff in the description box and posting your comments, please also click on that subscribe button and notification bell and let me know that you are enjoying this content by giving it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video and down in the comment section.